everybody, and welcome to another Hobby and Chat. We are at full crew once again. Sean is back with us. I don't know what happened to him on Sunday. I think he got sucked into an air conditioning duct. But he is free now, and he is with us once again. So we have Josh, Big Aaron, Little Aaron, and Sean. And you may notice that our stream looks a little bit different because this week we have a small window featuring Josh's Path to Exile game, where we are going to be watching him level up from... Does it start at 0 or does it start at 1?
1. Now say go.
Now go. So we're going to see how many levels he can get in the hour and a half we're going to be hobbying. Do remember to like and subscribe. Hit that bell button so you never miss an update. We do have our 8,000 subscriber giveaway, the Indominus box set. We are at approximately 85 subscribers away, which is so very close, so close. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to help us get to that 8,000 mark so that we can give it away. We already know what Josh is doing. He is doing Path to Exile. Sean, what are you up to tonight?
I honestly am not sure. I am right now just trying to decide on which hobby project to work on. I got Tyranids to build. I got the rest of some tanks to build. I got a Power Fist to stick on some Assault Intercessor because I hear that we're going to be allowed to take Power Fists on them.
That's exciting.
Yeah, right? I'm super, super happy we're going to get some different weapon options.
Okay, well, you need to figure that out.
I don't know.
Aaron, what are you working on?
I am washing up my Nectrons or Vaportrons.
You're washing them?
Yeah, I got the airbrush and now I'm hitting them with a wash to really get something in the recesses.
Okay.
Otherwise, they just look blown out.
There's nothing better than the word recesses. I got my Gene Stealer Colt out. I primed five models, and I'm going to be doing 5 different skin tones using contrast paint. I'm going to try Vulpus Pink, Aethermatic Blue, Fire Slayer?
Yeah.
How do you say that?
Fire Slayer Flesh?
Fire Slayer Flesh, Griffhound Orange, and Griff Charger Gray. And then I thought I would show off this one little guy. He's very small. So the kits for the Gene Stealers come with a bunch of different extra heads. And out of some pack that I got from a convention, maybe Adepticon or Nova, I got 25 World War II soldiers, which are slightly too small for GW scale. They're like a millimeter too small. But I was like, whatever, I'm going to turn them into Gene Stealers. So I cut all their heads off, and I got Gene Stealers running around with AKs. So
interesting.
That's kind of cool. I didn't prime him, though, because he didn't have enough of the Gene Stealer fleshy flesh for me to really get a good feel. So I'm going to paint these 5 guys up. The only downside is that I don't have a lot of extra Gene Stealer models, so I'm probably whichever design I go with, I'm either gonna have to keep these 4 as special.
You have extra Astra Militarum bits?
No, never. Of course, God,
never.
No, never.
Please. Space Marines do not hang out with Astra Militarum. No.
We step over the Astra Militarum bodies.
Thank you.
Cut chains.
I agree. Sorry, Astra Militarum. Yeah. So I'm either gonna have to respray them, or I grabbed a bunch of the special weapons. So at least maybe if I don't repaint them, then I can just say that they're special. But anyways, we're gonna figure out what paint scheme we're gonna go with for those 5. And Josh, what level are you at?
I'm still. I'm 2 now.
You're level 2
Well,
already.
he was just spending time taking all the OP stuff from his community stash box to kit out his character real quick.
This is true. This is true.
We also have a bunch of topics that we're going to go over. I'll just overview them really quickly. We're going to talk about the Destroyer Cult.
Yeah.
We are going to talk about the Manufactorum, and specifically more about the Battle Zone situation. We're also going to talk about the McFarlane toy, the 7-inch figurine, but specifically the one that comes blank so that you can paint your own. We're going to be talking about battle zones. We're also going to take a look at the new releases on the GW 40K site because it's kind of funny, I think. Then we're going to take a look at the Monster Fight Club Kickstarter for their new Ice Tree set. We're also going to talk about some Armada, which is a Mantic release for shippy ships. And there are 3 new spaceships for X-Wing.
Wow, that's a lot. We better jump right into it.
We better jump right into
lot.
it. I mean, it seems like a lot, but
It's a lot.
I don't think it really is a lot. I don't
It
think
sounded like a lot.
So where do you guys want to start?
Let's start with some GW stuff, I guess.
Let's start with some GW stuff.
Oh,
Okay. Let's just go straight for the new release page.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about new releases. What am I going to spend money on this weekend?
So here's what they are marking as new releases. Tor Gardon, I think is how you say his silly name. Marinus Colgar. Oops, I pushed it.
Marnius
Marnius
Calgar.
A Predator, a Repulsor, and an Executioner.
So what you're saying is I actually need to pull up GW's website and see why I care about any of those?
I'm just saying that they have 5 new releases, and I'm pretty sure that none of them are actually new releases. I'm pretty sure that they're just reboxed at this point.
Yeah,
That is
probably.
sound like. All right. Let me new. Is that the new?
So
tab?
new release tab under 40K. Yeah, Garadon. I guess I think he's been out.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, yeah. He's the only one I wasn't as familiar with. So I guess the good news is that tanks are back in stock. Like, is that the good news here?
Sure. I mean, for some folks, right? It is the good news.
If you want some tanks, it's good.
Vroom vroom.
So yeah, so that's what's showing up as their new releases. I kind of wish that they would separate reboxed to, like, I wish they'd put it in a different category, but anyways, that's what's on the GW site today for new releases. See, I told you, not all these topics are going to be that long. That one was super easy.
Well,
was
there's
entirely-
pre-orders going on this weekend. It's going to be probably all the different terrain box sets.
Yeah, we can talk about pre-orders. That's for sure.
Oh, okay.
It does seem like, and I spoke to our local game store, and there's a bunch of stuff coming out this weekend. There's 2 new Commander decks coming out.
What?
Yeah. I'm excited, and they're cheap.
How much are they?
I think they're like $30.
Oh, I think that's normal price.
I think the regulars are 40. It doesn't matter. It's still cool.
Yeah, and the terrain stuff is available for pre-order.
Awesome.
But what's really interesting with the terrain stuff is kind of what's featured on their page. So first we can take a look at the Vertigus box, right, which is going to come with a double-sided map, and it's going to come with all of this terrain, and it's going to be on pre-order, and it's kind of going to look like that. We sort of talked about this on Sunday, but what's really interesting about it is that they're creating this idea of battle zones. And battle zones seem to be like predetermined sort of map terrain sets with the cards and the rules, so that you know exactly what you're going to be playing on.
Yeah, I mean, they started a little bit of that in 8th. Certain terrain that came out, they did come with rules. Remember the pipes? They could like blow up or whatever.
Well, the pipes have always had rules.
Okay, so maybe that's a bad example. But
yeah.
I know definitely for their kill team stuff, they definitely started a long time ago, I feel like, with the AOS terrain. And definitely the Warcry boxes that came out, all like those had the cardboard mats as well, the double-sided, came with terrain, had the cards of what everything did on that. So I think it's kind of cool. I mean, if you're getting into the game, terrain is one of those things that no one thinks about until you're like, oh darn it, I have a army, but I don't have anywhere to play it now. I guess I'm gonna break out the garbage and soda cans. Now you
Yeah,
can just go buy it in a box.
but it's kind of cool because I think that it also will set a nice precedent for tournaments and things where you can kind of have an expectation of exactly what the terrain pieces are, what their sizes are going to be, what their rules are going to be. It seems to be making that part of the game a little bit more specific, more specified. I think specified is a better word than specific. More specified. By the way, Vulpus Pink starting number 1. Oh my gosh! I mean, I might wind up painting these things Vulpus Pink. I think Vulpus Pink is my favorite contrast paint.
Vulpus Pink is an awesome contrast paint. It is very good.
I don't think I ever had any luck with the pinks or purples.
It's more of a light red, because pink. But it's not as much of the pigment as the Flesh Terrors red, right? Which so you get that really deep red Blood Angels kind of color, and the Vulpus Pink gives you that feeling, but with more layers of contrast. Does that sound about right, Aaron? You get more kind of gradients, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
I like it.
I think it's really like it's really raw fleshy to me. You know what I mean? Like when you think, like if you think about the color that you would expect freshly exposed muscle to look like after your skin gets ripped off, Vulpus Pink fits that criteria for me.
Well, I spend a lot of time evaluating what exactly the color of freshly skin ripped off muscle looks like, and would agree with you.
It's almost kind of like the color of your tongue.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah,
like tongue color, and I think I'm saying like
Color.
I really liked it when I used it as the inside of the maw for my my diorama, which made a lot of sense. And I'm really liking it for this skin tone on the Gene Stealers. Like,
How many Gene Stealers are you planning on painting up?
today,
No, like how many do you have to paint up?
I have.
Just say the number that comes before trillion.
I have this big box over here. I mean, there's probably only 100 total that are built, and then I have a bunch of that new stuff, right? That came out a while ago, but it's still newer. I think I gave Sean one of my tanks, which I regret.
The rock grinder.
Yeah. So I have one rock grinder to build. I have the drill to build. I have the ATVs to build. And then I have all the stuff that came out. Was it Blackstone Fortress that had Gene Stealer and Death Guard, or not Death Guard, Death Watch?
What?
I don't actually remember.
No. There's no Gene Stealer stuff in
There was a
Blackstone
box
Fortress.
that was. I think you're
There
right.
was-
Actually, it was Death Watch. I think
No.
it was a box.
I have
set.
literally everything for Blackstone Fortress, and
It's not Blackstone Fortress. It's just a box set.
Anyways, there was a box set that had Gene Stealers and Death Watch. I bought 2 of those boxes, so I have that whole thing, and then I have a bunch of the basic World War II guys converted. So a bunch of AK-47s running around. But tonight I have 5 models that are to figure out what my skin tone color is going to be, what my general color palette is going to be.
Nice.
I like it. Hey, let's go back to terrain though.
Let's go back to terrain.
So I love terrain. I think that, and I've done like TOing before, and I did regular weekly tournaments for 2.5 years or so when I was in Durham, I think. Love terrain, love a beautiful board. I am the guy who will show up to the game with you where you've set up terrain and be like, oh no, your board looks like trash. And I will rearrange your board, and
That you just
Terrainy
You
leaders.
look like trash.
I will, if I have the ability, I will play on the coolest battlefield I can every single time, because that is part of the visual appeal and what entertains me with the game.
Yeah, I hear you.
And what I want not only is the awesome terrain, is I want that to easily mesh with my gameplay. I am very nostalgic about the days of dangerous terrain and having to worry about jumping your crisis suits into a forest because they might get caught on a branch and die. Who cares? But there was something that happened. It was very straightforward, and that was it, right? So then we get into the later editions and we start seeing different things. Like, you remember when we first got those random objectives, and the objective, you rolled a dice and it would give you a +1 to hit, flyers, or it would give you a 5-up invulnerable save if you were next to it, all that random stuff, right?
Yep.
I always forgot about it. Every single time. It was a legit central part of the game. You were supposed to use it. It was not some weird add-on rule. But we all always forgot it. It almost never got used, because it was this extra complicated thing that, obviously wasn't too complicated, but didn't easily mesh with all the other stuff that was going on with the game, right? It was a thing I had to keep track of that wasn't just my models on the table and how many wounds they had. So I'm concerned about the battle zones for that reason, right? I like the idea of understanding and really having a feel for what you're going to fight on and what the setup is going to be and what terrain rules you're going to have, obviously, because we're getting terrain rules no matter what we have, no matter what we want going forward in tournaments, right? So those standardizations are good. But I am concerned that I want my board to be covered in terrain, and that there's going to be some sort of weird expectation that I've got 30 different rules because I'm using every piece of terrain I can to make my board utterly awesome, while my Space Marines step over the corpses of those Astra Militarum to chop the heads off their enemies with blood-soaked chainswords. Right? Like, that's what I care about, is that last part, right? And it looking cool. So I'm worried about, and I don't know how it's going to look, and I'm still yet to, play a bunch of games, because 2020 is apparently the worst year of all years.
Yep.
Well, I think that what excites me about this idea of the tactical terrain datasheet, and the preset box of terrain, is that it's going to be a happy medium. That you will have a decently cool looking board with specific rules on how it works. So, like, right now up on the screen I have something called the Engine Shield, which is the tactical data sheet. It literally gives you the footprint. Like, it tells you what the area is in a drawing, so when you put it on the board, you know what it does. And then it gives you the terrain ability and rules, and you have that card. And so long as people aren't going overly crazy with mixing and matching stuff, like if you are using everything from the Vertigus box set, that will allow you to go into a game store and be like, okay, we're going to play on the Vertigus box set. I know what the terrain is. I know what the rules are. And I know that it's going to look cool. And I think that might be a happy medium for actually, remembering and utilizing that stuff. And I think more importantly, it also makes it beneficial for tournaments, because if GW does come out with like the equivalent for the Shrine of Aquila and the Bastions, like if they just keep coming out with these 16 to 24 piece terrain sets that are standard, that's kind of like buying an army, I think that might be really good for when you're not just playing with your friends.
Yeah. The one thing I don't like about the new box set, there's not really much big terrain in it at all.
And that is a major concern, right? Because we have some additional line of sight blocking rules with the buildings and those type of things, but having varied sizes of terrains has always been a very important part of the game.
Well, But remember that the criteria now is 5 inches, and there's 6 pieces that are over 5 inches. So
yeah, but then they are also releasing a 3-story building at the same time. So, I mean, to that argument, it's like, well, I guess they don't need to make anything bigger than 5 inches.
I'm just saying that from a rules perspective, from a looks perspective, I agree with you. There's not enough big terrain in the box. But from a rules perspective, you're still going to get that line of sight blocking, piece of terrain without having a 3-story building. That's all I'm saying.
So let me ask you guys this: if you were to get this box set because you thought the terrain looked cool and whatnot, and you just wanted to get it, would you build it to their specifications, or would you build it how you wanted?
By the way we want it.
I have never built a single terrain piece to GW specifications.
Right on.
Yeah,
I feel like
I'm
you
in that
have to do
well.
that.
So all the rules and everything that kind of come in there are just kind of trash, then, right?
I'm
See, but I think because they have added rules, now I would consider building it to their specifications.
I understand your argument, and I agree with you. Between making terrain my own, you know what I mean, and making things look cool. I am 80% on looking cool and 20% on having something preset up. All I'm trying to say is, if you're gonna go to a store, or if you're gonna go to a tournament, I would much rather show up to a tournament and have every table be these box sets made the way that they're supposed to be made with the data cards.
I think from a competitive play perspective, it is hugely helpful, right? Because
Do we know the price on those yet?
I think it's over $100. I want to say it's $130.
Yeah, I'm sure it's over 100.
Man, but that's the cost of a Riptide before you get your local, your local friendly game store discount. So it's really not that bad. And for comparison's sake, right, 130. I spent $130 on resin mushrooms from Russia today.
Did you buy them?
Dude, I want to hold on.
Yeah,
You need to link that stuff because I really want to talk about these resin mushrooms from Russia.
I will do a I will send it to you in Facebook right now, Aaron, and you can link it however you do for the rest of the viewers.
Okay.
They do not have like an official web store type thing.
Oh, that's even better. You're buying Russian webs. You're buying. Am I going to the dark web?
Yeah, you're on the dark web.
No,
dude.
it's just eBay, man. It's just some guy.
It's just eBay.
It's just eBay, except the logo looks a little funny for some reason.
You should see. Hold on. So this is this is my eBay. Razorback Warhammer, Heavy Bolter Warhammer, Rollmaker Warhammer, Rollmaker Tentacles, Tentacle Maker Tool, Rollmaker CL, Rollmaker XL, Tentacle Maker XL, Tentacle Space Maker XL, and then Gravel Cast Mushroom. Gravel Cast is the name of these guys.
All right, hold on. Let me get it up.
And let me.
Gravel cast. So you bought more than just mushrooms.
Oh yeah.
You
That's what he
bought a
called it.
trove of toys and goodies.
I don't know how do I share this with you?
Just link it. Just link their web store. Go to their web store. There should be like a button somewhere that's like Gravel blah blah blah's eBay page. You know what I mean?
I wish that for all of the buying that I do on eBay, I wish I could do what you just said. Because I don't know how that works. I'm always like, oh, there's this guy that I love buying his stuff, but like legitimately on my phone, which is the only place that I
Well, I guess we'll get it all sorted out next week for Grandpa Sean over here.
yeah, right.
Grandpa Sean.
Well,
Hey.
you just keep working on it, and we'll just keep talking
I-
about other things. So first of all,
I shared it to you in Facebook though, Aaron.
I have a problem. Oh my God, they're so cool.
They are. I bought 4 sets. And all of this is because that stupid loon shrine that my daughter was like, "This is awesome! I have to have this," and I was like, "All right,"
Why didn't you buy the Loon Shrine?
because it looks cool, and I like cool boards. I do not need a reason.
No,
Oh, I
other
said, did you
than-
buy it?
Yeah, I bought the Loon Shrine.
All right.
oh, so that's,
All right.
Mushrooms, and then I learned how to make tiny mushrooms out of split peas.
What?
wait, what?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Dude, I'm about to make the coolest mushroom
The
board
coolest mushroom.
ever. 2021, baby, the year of the mushroom.
Oh,
So these mushrooms do look really awesome.
they do.
They're also they're gonna take forever to get here, but I looked at a bunch of Etsy stores with 3D printed mushrooms as well, and they were incredibly more expensive for many fewer mushrooms.
These are some great adjectives. Wow, I messed up making fun of you.
I am lucky I know how to speak English, so it's cool, bro.
What level are you, Josh?
10.
I want to know what level your language proficiency English is.
I have a problem.
What's your problem?
I like every single contrast paint I've put down so far for skin.
Take that.
So use them all and make it a diverse gene.
This is a problem in which way?
Well, I gotta pick something.
Why they have to all be the same skin tone? Or racist.
I don't. Wait. What?
Use them all.
To be fair, so let's talk a little bit of Gene Stealer lore, because this is actually
I don't know. I don't
No,
know
but
what to do.
that's what I'm saying. I was talking with my buddy about Gene Stealers earlier.
Wait, you're going to talk to Aaron about lore? What's wrong with you?
Yeah. Do you
No,
know
but-
who he is?
It doesn't
He'll
matter.
do the opposite because it's
No.
lore. He'll be like, oh, they're supposed to be pink, then they'll be white.
Yeah, but let's just try, okay? Let's give it a shot.
It's
See what
not worth
happens.
Not worth it.
So
We've already been down this pathway with him. It never ends well.
So okay. My understanding is that there are three types of gene stealers. There are natural born gene stealers, which are wholly alien. There are the partially converted humans. And then there's like the almost entirely not converted human, where their mind is just infected.
pretty much as far as I understand, unless someone's
Suck it, Josh.
I think that's how it goes. But so
I think you just looked at the models and you were like, yeah, this one looks like it's about 50% gene stealer.
I did. That's literally what I did. I literally just looked over at the models and
I knew it. Dude, you can't fool me, bro.
I deduced that.
But that just shows you how awesome our hobby is.
Just call me Enola Holmes.
Exactly. Hold on. You know what? But this proves my point. This proves my point about the lore. What I love about this game is that I don't need books filled with stories. I look at the models and they convey a story, right? And that I get a sense of what's going on from them. Like, I can look at the Tau and I understand their aesthetic and I understand their mentality. I don't need to hear about the Tau Necron warp battle of 1865. I don't need to hear about it. You know what I mean? Because I feel a story from the Warhammer models. Like, I think they do a really good job of that. And I will tell you something. I don't feel a story when I look at Marvel Crisis Protocol models. Like, I don't feel the story of Thor. I'm looking at Thor right now. I know the story of Thor, but I don't feel it, you know? The same way that I feel the story of GW product without knowing the actual written words of the story.
Which is funny because all of the Marvel Crisis Protocol characters are literally designed from the stories.
Right.
Right, but they don't... Maybe it's because there's not enough of them to tell a story, but there's definitely enough Gene Stealers here to tell a story.
Interesting.
You know what they could have done to help tell a story for Marvel Crisis Protocol?
They should have made a bunch of movies.
Well, what?
Well, they could
No.
have done it.
They should
Why
have
didn't
done
they?
something with their stupid bases to convey some sort of
Yeah, absolutely. Because they're all on sidewalks.
Not all of them.
Pretty much all of them are stepping off the sidewalk and jaywalking. Like, that's pretty much all of them.
This is not true. Thanos is not. He's got his throne. He's got his own.
And when you take him off the throne, what does his base look like?
The throne.
Which, in the bottom of the throne looks like what?
A throne.
Bricks. It looks like
Nope.
concrete bricks.
Does not look like bricks. It looks like his throne.
It looks like it's a little chair.
No, it looks like ground that this is the same that's on his throne and very different from.
Let's see. Marvel.
Throne ground.
I own the
Crisis,
model, so I know that it's not.
Protocol.
But maybe not everyone viewing. and this-
Thanos.
Well, I just was showing you the
Images. No, it literally looks like he's stepping off of a curb into the street.
It definitely does not.
Aaron, it's up on the screen. Him off of the throne.
I have to wait for it to actually catch up on stream.
Whatever. Love my not El Camino.
Okay,
Not El Camino?
I'm not a big fan of the Griffhound. I'll be honest. Not a big fan of the Griffhound.
I'm so sorry for you.
What Griffhound?
The Griffhound orange contrast
Oh,
as a
oh.
skin tone.
Hmm.
So has it loaded yet for you?
No, it's just showing the. Oh, you didn't even put it up. It just
Oh.
stayed on your.
I didn't put it up, guys. I didn't put it up.
It was just a screen just staring at nothing on your table.
Cool. We're professional.
Professional.
That's why executive producer comes before Aaron's name's in the credit. Aaron's name in the credits.
That's true. I mean, it's not bad, Griffhound. It's not bad.
Hey, you know who never needs to worry about ever painting flesh tones?
Sean.
This guy.
But you
Because you
have
never have
demons. You have demons and stuff, don't you?
Yeah, so either I have dead evil things that are monsters,
Which have flesh.
I guess demon flesh,
Okay, I win. That's enough.
or Tyranids, which have, Tyranid
Yeah.
flesh,
Right?
or,
So I
or
win.
soldiers in armor.
Right. I mean, I'm playing alien. I'm painting alien. So I'm just saying, I'm painting alien mutated humans flesh, which is no different than Tyranid flesh or
Fine.
demon flesh.
Fine, whatever.
Wow, the Griff Charger Gray is pretty cool too because it makes them look like real dead zombie like.
Hey, Aaron, hold up. So back to this.
Thanos walking off the curb.
Yeah, he's stepping directly off of a curb.
Oh my god, you guys are not smart. He comes with a base.
You
that's
can
not-
see the base. I understand.
Looking at it.
We understand that it comes with a giant throne base, and when you take it off of
No,
the throne
you guys
base,
are wrong.
when you take it off of the throne base, it literally looks like a curb.
Do you guys want to bet me $1 million?
We're
All right,
lo-
I'm just gonna say it for everybody. When Thanos snapped, he should have disappeared too. That's all I got.
I thought you were gonna say when Thanos snapped, he should have taken Josh.
What is going on with my phone?
I don't like. Are you saying that I'm not looking at the correct miniature?
Yes, because it's actually part of the throne and not a curb.
Yes, I understand that it's part of the throne. No one's
No.
arguing with you that it's part of the throne. We're saying when it's separated from the throne, it still reads as a curb. It's not.
But it's not.
It's not that distinctly different
Yeah, but
than
it's
a curb.
the same thing. It's a dude stepping off some other flat surface that's a little.
I
bit...
just sent it to you in chat.
All right, let's see.
Okay. I'm gonna look at this. I like to be the judge of these things.
Yeah.
There's different colors.
I am.
Oh,
objective.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
It's a space. It's a space.
Hold
It's a
on.
purple
Okay.
space curb.
Whoa. Okay.
Yes.
Final word. He is stepping from one step on a Tau platform to another step on a Tau platform.
Yeah, it looks like a more. You're right. It is not a downtown Brooklyn, New York curb. It is definitely an alien curb, but it is still a curb.
Alien curb.
I love you guys.
you know, it's the exact. Whatever. It's okay. It's okay.
I mean, they could have had one that is a curb and then done something with because you always get two bases. They're almost identical. One could be very thematic and something that maybe you put your team together and it's like a little diorama or something. And then you can have also the jerk off boring.
Here are two bases I'm showing to everybody that it comes with. That like one model comes with. One is a curb that has a grate, and one is a curb that has a crack.
Yeah.
And that has been the same thing over and over again. The only difference is when you get to somebody like Thanos, sometimes they have extra things that are attached to their feet, like broken ground, that you're then supposed to glue onto the city curb.
Very important.
We went on a tangent there. We should get back on topics because we have still a lot to get through.
All right.
And it's already after 9.
Oh my gosh. Let's go over to the Monster Fight Club. Hold on, let me fix the screen here. Fix your screen.
Pretty trees.
So Monster Fight Club, big fan of them. We use a lot of their trees. They have another Kickstarter that just came out. It is their Frozen Forest. And there's a couple things about the terrain that I really like. One is I super like the snow theme. But what you'll see here is they have these translucent blocks where you can actually make it look like some of your miniatures are frozen in them. Which it could be super thematic for a D&D game or, any sort of game where, people are trapped inside. Then they also have rocks that are solid but look like ice, and they got these polar bears attacking, which is fun.
Are there little polar bears?
Yeah, there's polar bears.
I missed the polar bears.
And if we actually go to the campaign itself, they're essentially putting together this whole ice map, right? So you can do an entire forest. But I don't want to be on Pinterest. Go away, Pinterest. But guess what? They're doing it in snow-covered trees, regular trees, and fall trees. And the way that you make them taller is by stacking them on top of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really cool.
Pretty cool.
So you can have a table for all seasons.
You can have a table for all seasons, and you can use them as shrubs. You can make some tall. You can make some short, which is really smart. I think it's also really cool. The other super cool thing that they did is that their little throwdown frozen lakes are two-sided. So one side is frozen lake and the other side is dirt and gravel.
That is really cool because there needs to be more double-sided neoprene stuff in our hobby. It's such an easy way to get area terrain and to make stuff look cool in between those big pieces of scenery that you bought, for $150 or whatever.
Yeah. The only negative, which Aaron brought up earlier, is it is kind of expensive.
Yeah, I think that they put out this Monster Fight Club. Their trees do look gorgeous. They look very durable. I played around with some of them.
They are not they are not okay.
They're not.
The branches on the normal trees that I got, the actual branches that stick off, they break off all the time.
Oh well, then
Bummer.
that's a shame because it's like $40 for 2 trees.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. This one says, let's see, fine forest scenery set.
I think it would be cheaper to just get an acre of land and actually have your own forest.
Includes 2 tree trunks, 1 large canopy, 2 medium canopies, 2 small canopies, 2 tiny canopies, and a double-sided neoprene forest map. So, let's see. So that's $40 for this one little tree set with 2 sets. And if we look at their example of an entire board, there is...
Well, we're looking at what? $500 for their kit that has the whole board in it, essentially. I think I saw.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, and I will pay good money for good product, but I'm also.
I don't want to pay $500 on trees.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
but for $500, you're not just getting the trees. For $500, you're getting the play mat.
It's $500, bro.
the play mat. You're getting, I believe, 6 of the small mats that go on top of it, the frozen river, 5 hills, and the 20 trees. So you're getting a full 6x4 board.
I think my feeling, and maybe Sean, you might feel the same. Of that's cool. Like you do get a fair amount in there, but it's still just trees. Like throw me like some like rubbled building or something in there just to shake it up a little bit.
The Loon Shrine, man, the Loon Shrine. Who would have expected that I'd be okay spending $60 on some random orc rock?
Yeah.
I don't know, but now I've got this weird, unique thing that I've never seen on anyone's board ever, no matter what game they've played. That I have like this thematic stuff I can go ahead and do with it. So I have this whole other unique experience that's, you know, akin to building an army, right? You know, and make my guys, they look a certain way, they do certain stuff. I never run around without a helmet, you know, and now I get to do something else like that based around this cool piece of terrain. And I'm with you, Aaron. I think that there needs to be, like, every board needs some sort of focal point. The days of fighting in a barren wasteland are over. That was 5th edition. It is long gone. Like we're not fighting in the wilds anymore, right? Almost everything is city fight or some sort of significant features. And if you gave me that super cool, I don't know, cavern system tree things growing out of the side of a mountain with who knows, you know, I might be inclined to go for that $500 price point. But just for trees, like I can do that from the train store.
Yeah.
So,
Or go back and watch one of the old Cool Guys Nation episodes on how to make 100 trees.
That is a very valid point.
Let me just talk about that episode real quick.
Do it. I know it's your favorite, Aaron.
So Bill from Terrainaholic was like, "Hey, dude," this was a long time ago. Long time ago. He was like, I'm gonna make a whole bunch of trees for your channel. And this is when the channel was like new, and he never did it. And I kept harassing him about it, and I was like, you know, we got to do these trees. So he's like, okay, we'll come over and we'll make some trees. He brought over enough stuff.
So much.
Literally, his plan was to make 500 trees.
Jiminy's.
I mean, he brought over, and what his trick is, this is his trick, and it's a great trick. Essentially, after Christmas, he goes and buys the discounted or thrown away fake Christmas trees.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he cuts off all of the little sprues and uses those as the base to glue flock on in order to make trees. Right? So you buy a Christmas tree and then a fake Christmas tree, and then you literally just cut, you know, with wire cutters, all of the ends off. And now you have,
Fantastic.
500. And then you just, put some spray glue on them and dip them into green flock or whatever flock you want and glue it onto a base. So he comes over to make this video and do this project. And I thought we were going to make like 20 trees, 10 trees.
7 years later.
We literally, and it was a blizzard that day, which was really funny. We literally made trees for 8 hours and got through half of the supplies that he brought.
Wow.
How many
I
did you
could
make
not believe
after
when
8
I
hours?
came in and saw all that. I was like, what happened?
There's over 300 trees. I mean, there is 3 1.5 foot by 1 foot tray stacked with trees, and the trees use poker chips as their base, and it is it is line to line. They are perfectly full. You could almost cover a 6x4 table without any gaps. with how many trees we made. But it also, like, the cost is also like
$0.
less than $1 per tree when it all came out. And again, you don't have to buy multiple Christmas trees and try to do 1,000 of them. You can make 10, and they look real good.
Yeah, so I think I would honestly rather go that route than buy fragile-ish,
I mean, I really,
expensive trees.
I do really like monster. I,
I,
I
I
think
do
I
they're
too.
like
cool.
the people. I like their stuff. I like the aesthetic. I just
It's
like
okay, you can
them.
not like the price.
What?
It's okay, you can like everything but the price.
Yeah, but I don't like the price.
But I was thinking, Aaron, you remember when we visited Biddy Wargaming and they had we played that game on the crazy floating rocks?
Oh my god, yes. Yes.
That's what I want with trees for $500, right? Like that's the thing that would make it worth, hey, not quite so many trees, but hey, here's this weird Avatar-esque floating gravity mountain jump, something super unique, right? The forest, I've fought so many battles in so many forests. So
Yeah.
many.
I mean, trees are a really nice way to add accent to stuff.
Exactly, they're an accent. They're an accent. They're not your main course.
I think I figured out my scheme, guys.
What is it?
Aethermatic blue for the flesh, and Flesh Slayer flesh brown for the clothes.
Or they're not flesh?
Yeah.
Or they're not flesh.
Nice.
So flesh and not flesh.
And I think it looks like I haven't painted any of the details. I haven't separated, like, I haven't gone back and added, like, anything to the metal bits. I've literally just put down the Aethermatic blue and the Fire Slayer flesh, and it looks freaking dope, man. Like, it really, really looks good.
Nice. Glad.
That's how the Tyranids are
easiest
shaping
changes
up,
that
man.
look nice are great.
Oh, I'm on the wrong screen again. Come on, Aaron.
Get it together,
Get
bro.
it together tonight.
Hey, I'm like 40 or so Necrons in on washing. I'm focused. I'm
What
in
kind
the
of brush are
zone.
you using for that?
I'm using a massive, like, I actually think this is a brush from, it's would have been one of my mom's old ones from possibly the 70s, but it's a Brumbacher. It's actually a kind of a
Weird.
famous, like, it's super old. I think it's horsehair, but it's a super nice thick brush that holds a lot of wash in it. So I rarely have to go back to the pot. Like, I'm doing 6 Necrons in probably a single dip here of
That's
the
awesome.
brush. Yeah. And I just keep
Wow.
moving her around.
Wow. That is not only like, I mean, that's really awesome to be able to paint with your mom's old brush, I have to say. That's really cool.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of them. She used to be an artist, and then when I really started getting into art, she gave me a whole bunch, and I just held on to them for years because I was like,
That's
"Oh,
awesome.
these are my mom's old brushes, and they're all like nice old ones." And I was like, a couple of years ago, I was like, I should start actually using them because I use a lot of brushes.
Yeah, I kept my brother's briefcase, and I used it pretty much until it couldn't be used anymore.
That's cool.
Which I kind of regret overusing it, but at the same time, like, I kind of don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things that I like to think those items that you use are the people they would rather you use it than put it away somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. And think about how many more experiences you had with that item, and therefore related to that person by using it than pulling it out of your closet and looking at it and being like, oh yeah, that's this person's thing they left me. So I'm with you. Use the stuff.
Oh, dude, this is
They
dope.
wanted you.
This thing is dope. I just
Dope.
used Griff Charger Gray on his gun as a base coat. Oh my god, I could be done. I literally could do the entire army with these 3 colors and then base it and be done.
Even the weapons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to do that.
I mean,
but-
you could.
No, I'm not. Like, it needs metallics added, and it needs details added and whatnot. But I'm really, 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 really happy. Like, this has gotten me excited. This paint
Nice.
scheme has gotten me excited.
Isn't it nice to find something that is simple, but you're pleased with? That's what painting all those Warcry warbands up made me realize back in like March, April, May time that it's like you can do fast paint jobs and not spend hours on a single model and still have fun painting them and still get through them, and you're still going to want to see them on the table.
Yep.
It's like we should have been listening to Josh this whole time.
Yep. Amazing, huh?
I mean, I regret saying that already. What level are you, Josh?
I don't know. Hold on a second. I'm checking my stats.
Oh,
I
man.
am level 15.
15. Look at it for a second, anyone watching the screen. Check out this crazy Josh, go back to your
Is that the skill tree?
skill tree, yeah.
Oh yeah, the skill
The
tree.
skill web. So check this out, people. So this is a game where everyone uses the same skill tree. And look how massive this is. Your starting class just starts at a hub, and then you can go out from there and create basically whatever you want.
It's like Final Fantasy 7 through 10.
It's amazing. Like I started playing this game a couple of weeks ago, and I love it.
I feel like you've been playing that game a lot more than a couple weeks now.
I think it's been like a month at least now.
I feel like you've been playing it your whole life.
Oh, I've definitely been playing it my whole life.
Okay,
You
even
just
though
didn't know.
I'm really happy with this paint scheme, I'm gonna set it aside because I still have 4 other guys to finish, and I need to give them the love because who knows, maybe I'll come up with another color scheme that I super like.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do Apothecary White with the Vulpus Pink. What do you think about that?
White and pink?
Well, it's
Alright,
more of a
good to go.
gray. Isn't the Apothecary White more of a gray?
Yeah, it's a whitish gray.
It's weird, man.
Yeah.
I that's a hard one for me to describe.
It's like if you want a model to be white but have a gray pin wash, it's perfect.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Then maybe this won't work then.
But
We'll
I
find
think it
out.
would work very well for the tabards and you know how they have those little weird
No,
armor.
It's
plates?
it's gray enough. Yeah.
So you could do like a brown for all their stuff, and then their little shin pads and their elbows. You could do the apothecary white and stuff like that. The contrasts really have.
Oh, it also I'm painting off of the spray paint that has more color to it. I'm not painting on the gray spray paint.
No Wraithbone or
I forgot. It's one of the actual contrast paints, but it's the one that has more like brown saturation to it.
Yeah, I think the Wraith Bony.
the Wraithboner.
The
The Wraith Boner.
That's actually a skill that you can acquire in the epic skill web of
Yeah,
Josh.
Wraithboner.
Wraithboner.
It's one of the bestest ones, actually.
Yeah, I want to see the animation for that one. I don't think we can show it on the stream though.
Probably not.
Not without changing a bunch of check boxes. I mean, we can do it.
It might make you change a couple check boxes if you know what I mean.
Woo!
Oh, so guys, you want to hear some super cool news?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have officially sold everything that I had planned to sell except for 2 sets of unbuilt scouts, like a Terminator captain, like another 10 scouts, and like an
So
Ether.
not everything.
I have sold so many miniatures to so many people. I feel very pleased with myself, and
That's
now
awesome.
I'm like, I still have 8 or 9 armies,
Awesome.
and so now I'm like, do I continue to sell stuff and get rid of things? Because like, I have stuff that I have not. The last time that my Deathwing army got used was in a game where Aaron and I should have just not played the game.
Wait,
You
what?
remember? You remember when we filmed that game, the Tau versus the Deathwing?
Was that the one where everybody thought your models were unpainted?
No, it was the one where everybody was like, "Hey, that was a terrible game because it was terrible.
Is that
Like,
what?
remember
Very descriptive.
we were in Durham and we had rented out the room.
Yes,
at the
that was the not Star Wars campaign in Durham.
Maybe, I don't know. We've done a lot of campaigns. Anyway, those guys have been around forever, man, and just like, I love them and I've spent a lot of time on them over the years, but
I mean, like that, like that's one of the hard things about battle reports. Dude, sometimes games go badly. Like I don't know what to say.
True.
sometimes
you know,
games go so badly.
Sometimes games go badly, and it's just like I feel like people react to games going badly a lot different now than they did back then. So
How do you mean?
well, so first of all, back when we were doing it, by far the main source of battle reports was mini wargaming. Like there was like no competition. You know what I mean? There were very few other people making battle reports to any level. And so in order to stand out from mini wargaming, like mini wargaming's whole thing was like show action, cut, a little bit of banter, show the dice, cut. So I was like, okay, well what we're gonna do, and this turned out to be a real bad. They hated it. I was like, we're not gonna cut the camera. We're gonna show the whole game, the whole conversations, all the rule arguments. We're gonna show what playing a game of 40K actually looks like. You know what I mean? And we're not gonna cut any of that stuff out.
And it turns out people don't want to watch that.
Oh, and people they did not enjoy that.
They want
Actually watch
I enjoyed
40K? Ugh.
Yeah. So I was like, we'll try to do something different. Yeah, no, don't do that.
Do not do.
I can only imagine if we had our entire thing with our rule discussions.
But mini wargaming also, I can tell you that mini wargaming has extremely high integrity. Okay,
Absolutely.
like they do not change things, right, to make games more entertaining.
True.
But they will scrap a game. You know what I mean? They will not post it. So they have definitely done that. In fact, I played a game against I forgot who it was against. One of their old employees. And the game was over in like 20 minutes. Like he crushed me with his AdMech. He was playing when that AdMech had that list where you could just take like the 7 Castellans.
Oh,
And
my
the
favorite
Castellans.
And then they would go into that super shoot mode, and they'd be like, here's 900 dice and everything on the table, and then when you go to shoot back at them, they're invincible or something. I don't know if you remember that list. He annihilated me, like, turn 2. Like, tabled me turn 2. And it was just like, okay, well, let's rebuild our list and start over. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to change dice rolls, but...
Let's get some poutine.
But, yeah, let's get some poutine. I have made them go get poutine a bunch of times. They get real grumpy about it after the third. So, yeah. They're definitely... But now I think it's a little bit different because I think there's a lot... First of all, there's live streaming, right? And so there's a lot more of watching games and watching the live stream of the game. And then I think that also people kind of want more diversity, right, than just the sort of style that mini wargaming offers, which is why you have so many more channels doing it.
Sure.
But, like, and I remember, like, Matt and Dave and I, way back in the day, like 2010, 2009, had a lot of conversations about, like, this was back when Matt and Dave were editing their own videos. We had a lot of conversations about how to clean up the video and how to make it, you know what I mean, how to make it look good and but more importantly, how to film it and how to film it fast, you know, and obviously, you know, they're a much, much larger channel than I, but we had a lot of discussions about that. I have a second favorite paint scheme now.
Yeah.
Militarum green for the gear, and Fire Slayer flesh for the flesh.
Okay.
So people looking. Look like people.
Yeah.
They look like Astra Militarum, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know if I would say they look like Astra Militarum. The gray is too light. The Vulpus pink is now too pink. Like, it's too much. It needs to be toned down. I need it thinner. And I don't know what color to contrast it with for its ripped clothing. Like, maybe I don't know.
Try
like
a
blue?
teal. Do you have a teal?
Okay.
You mean other than Aethermatic blue?
No, do the Aethermatic blue. Try it. But they have some really cool teal colors. Let me see if I can find.
The
The one-
Aethermatic blue is a super cool color.
It's like
That's the one I have in my hand. Aethermatic blue.
Yeah, it's like their best color.
Fine. Well, I can't do it
Yeah,
yet. I can't.
Kellyan green would be good too.
Which one?
A Kellyan green,
Oh yeah, that's also one
Yeah.
of my
which
favorites.
is actually blue.
Yeah, that one is actually blue, and it's so good too.
A
It's my
Kellyan
favorite.
green. That's a contrast paint?
Yep.
Yep.
Ultramarine blue.
Aaron, you know this paint. We were talking one night about it, and you're like, "Oh yeah, this is my favorite one too."
Yeah,
We've
I
had this
don't
conversation.
know where it is. I don't know where I put it.
You said the Akellen green?
A Kellyan blue.
Oh, there's
A
Pterodon
Kellyan
turquoise.
green.
Oh, green.
Pterodon turquoise too. There's Pterodon turquoise.
That turquoise isn't bad.
It's a lot denser, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna run into the
Oh,
same-
a Kellyan green. There it is. Ow! I hurt myself on the bottle. Okay, I'm gonna set that aside because that apothecary white needs to still dry. Okay, so let's do Pterodon turquoise on the model with Griffhound orange as the flesh. Let's try that out.
Is there another topic we got to talk about?
Sure. Yeah, we can move on over. I've added a bunch of things to the tabs. Let's see. So,
liquid green.
we never really talked about the Destroyer cult.
Destroyer cults. So Josh, what do you think? Are the old destroyers going to get just straight out replaced by the new Locust destroyers?
So is that the one with the two modes? The one that's like 3d3 strength 7 shots. The other
Yeah.
one's yeah. Those things are.
You don't think they're good?
I mean, the one gun is got the same problem with all other Necron guns. It's strength 7 with 1 minus AP with 1 damage. It's like woo.
Yeah,
The
I
other
mean,
gun is a single shot, and you know how awesome single shot guns are. So I'm not a big fan because I don't know. I mean, I don't need an infantry killer with Necrons, so I don't think they're going to be good. That's my hot take.
Until I was reading that article on the Warhammer community site, I completely forgot that there's that gunslinger coming out.
Yeah, which I think he'll do a better job at it.
But I think the Destroyer cult, it's more than just the guns they have. It's also that they get some special abilities that go along with them. Right, so they get the hardwired for destruction. Each time a model in this unit makes an attack, re-roll a hit roll of 1. And whenever a friendly Destroyer cult unit within 6 inches of this model, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, re-roll a wound roll of 1.
But how give me extra shots?
Yeah.
I'm with Aaron and Josh on this one.
Like,
We're in a world of all of my Space Marines now have 2 wounds.
Yeah.
I need more dice to throw at you, or all of those dice to do more damage when they hit you. Like those are that's almost like all there is to it. And as we see them scale up the power of the rest of the armies, especially if they follow suit, right? If they go ahead and they take Tyranids and do something crazy with them to make them resilient, biomorphic, think like the aliens from Starship Troopers. Oh, you could blow off 6 of its legs and it's still 80% combat effect. those are my Tyranids, right? So if they figure out a way to do that in the rules,
Can we just pause for a second and say how amazing is it that you got that quote like
I,
verbatim?
I don't know how many legs he shot off.
I'm
but-
pretty sure that's the quote.
Look it up, quick.
I'm green stuffing a tank. I can't look anything up.
Green
I mean,
stuffing.
a bunch of people have been doing power ratings of armies. Like a bunch of videos have come out,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and like, the top 5 are different flavors of Space Marines.
Yeah.
They're like we're not sure yet whether it's going to be Iron Hands or Ultramarines or White Scarves or Dark Angels, but these are going to be the top armies. And that's also what they've been seeing in the smaller limited tournaments that have been going on. There have been a few Orc wins, there's been a few Eldar wins, but it's mostly been like Space Marines.
Yeah, and I think that's because, you know, that is their cash cow, right? It is the flagship. The more different flavors you can get people to fit with their particular aesthetic or play style, the more you're going to get, right? And they're undisputably, I'm wiping off liquid green stuff right now, by the way, because I decided it was not worth the effort. I think the more different styles, I'm really excited for them rolling in stuff like the Blood Angels and the Dark Angels into the core codex and making all of those sub factions, you know, giving them equal footing, right? As well as just like juicing up the heavy bolters, man. 2 damage heavy bolters is amazing. Like that's what 40k is to me. It's like you get hit with a heavy bolter and it does enough damage to cut you in half. It doesn't just kill your Astra Militarum guy, but it cuts you in half and blows up his friend. You know, we don't get to roll over damage just yet, but that's what it does. That's what 40k is, right?
It cuts you in half and kills your friend. Like,
but so if they
that makes me want to watch 1917.
if they follow suit with the rest of the armies, which they absolutely can, right? They can make the game so feel like you were talking about before, feel so much different than it has previously, that they will just make all the money, and they're already making all the money. There's almost no way they can mess it up.
Dude, this color combination looks awesome too. The Pterodon and the Gryph-hound.
Everything is amazing.
No,
Everything
right?
is
No. The Vulpus Pink is still not amazing, and the Gryph Charger Gray has not been made amazing yet.
So when I started doing the Tyranids with Sari, my daughter, I went through and I painted with contrast paints all of the standard Tyranid color schemes with just 2 colors, right? The armor and the undercolor. And every single one of them, except for the Gamarls or whatever they are with the orange armor and the green bodies, look fantastic, right? And they don't look exactly like they do in the books, but they are so close, and they took me 0 time. So anything that's not power armor, this is what kills me, is I love power armor, but anything that's not power armor, dude, that contrast is just amazing on.
Yeah.
It's just so cool. But I can't get over
panels, bro.
Yeah. No, I know. So, but that's what the airbrush is for and all that good stuff. But yeah, man, it's fun. So, like you were saying, I'm excited about these Tyranids. I've bought her so many Tyranids just because, like, the contrast has made them super simple, and they're fun to build, and now I've got giant space bugs to fight with my power armor dudes. Like, I'm really excited. Like, my little tiny hobby garage microcosm is really fun right now.
You know what you need to do, Sean, is since you got that Loon Curse shrine and you're getting all these mushrooms.
Yeah.
Don't
And
say
you
it.
got all
Don't-
these
Don't say it.
you got all of these nids then you're building here. It kind of feels like you need to do Tyranid squids.
Tyranid squids. I don't
Yeah,
even
so
know what that is.
Tyranids and squids, like squid hoppers from the
Hoppers.
the squigs from
Squigs.
the yeah.
You want me to play orcs? No.
They're
No, you
goblins,
got to
actually.
do a Tyranid and squig kit bash.
Oh,
I
I like
can't.
this one really too. I like
You
this
can
one.
have all of the little goblins riding on top of the Tyranids. Like
There you go.
That is okay. So that is actually a really fun, really cool idea. But that is the utter antithesis of everybody wears a helmet because we're not stupid.
Hey, so really, speaking of everybody wearing a helmet because we're not stupid, have we talked about the McFarlane large-scale Space Marine release that is coming unpainted?
we have not.
We have not.
That's like the biggest scam ever, too. I love it. It's like,
Why?
oh, we will use less materials and less work to do this model for you.
But people want to paint them.
Yeah.
I know, it's just funny to me. It's just it's humorous that people want to have naked toys that they can paint. It's funny.
What have you been doing the past of your life?
No, like they literally come painted, and now you're like, I don't want them to come that way.
I have always advocated for the option. I've always thought that if 40K, Games Workshop sold models assembled and painted, that would be a fantastic addition to their business line, whatever. And I like it the other way around as well. I have a bunch of material on all sorts of silly advanced painting techniques and all this fun stuff. I don't do any of it because I'm gonna look at these guys from 3 feet away on a table, and Josh is probably just gonna murder them with a handful of dice before I even get to look at them anyway.
Well, you know who's doing that? I believe Dust has an option where you can buy.
They do.
Where you can buy the models assembled and painted. Oh, by the way, Skeleton Horde and Griff Charger Grey,
Yeah.
also amazing.
Skeleton Horde is one of my new favorites.
Yeah, it's a good
I
one.
like to put
Yeah, it's
Skeleton
really good.
Horde over my silver stuff, like the joints in my power armor. It makes whatever you put it on.
Dude,
It does the same thing as a brown wash, but it makes it look like dirty.
You're really upset. You guys are really upsetting me. This is really
Why?
upsetting. Because I wanted a definitive decision. By the time I got done tonight, I didn't want options. You know what I
Did
mean?
you really think that was going to happen with us?
Yes, I did.
Well,
I did. Well,
what
I
would lead you to believe that would happen?
that I would look at them and be like, trash, 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 beautiful. And right now, I've only identified one trash.
Sorry, buddy.
So this is what I'm thinking. Okay, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe the more basic troop guys, the guys that are still more Astra Militarum looking, I do the Griff Charger like death zombie flesh with the Skeleton Horde clothes. And then the guys that have been turned more Tyranidy, I do the Aethermatic skin with the Flesh Slayer clothes. So they get like greener and more alien-y. So there's like a transition. Although I do really like the Militarum. The problem with I like the skeleton. I feel like I like the Skeleton Horde more on the clothes than I do the Militarum green, but I feel like the Militarum green is a more finished look than the Skeleton Horde is.
Okay.
And so Aaron, are you set on you only want one color for the clothing? Because I mean, my recollection of these dudes was that, they had a bunch of like knee pads and shoulder pads and like weird extra stuff that if you wanted to, you could paint a different color.
Yeah, I'm pulling out some boxes now. Yes, that is true. That is true. I'm just saying splitting the army between that's a very girly scream. Yes. So like they're wearing gloves and stuff, and I can paint those black. So like looking at the box, the the gunners that are in the car, which are more Astra Militarum, they actually still kind of have like a human look. They're still kind of like pink, right?
Yep.
But the hulking Xenos warriors are more green. So I think I'm going to do something similar to that. But I'm going to make the Astra Militarum guys, I'm going to make their flesh as a base of I'm going to make them gray and dead. And then I'm going to give them the Skeleton Horde clothes, and I will add details to that. And then I'm going to do the Aethermatic blue for the Brutes and the Gene Stealers. And I might give them... I either might stick with the Skeleton Horde clothes, or I'm going to go with the Flesh Slayer clothes. So that there's a distinction between the units.
Awesome.
But I think they look good together. But I think that's where I'm going to go.
Cool. Now, because you probably forgot those recipes already, remember...
Nope, they're not. You know,
Did you write them down?
I don't need to write them down because I literally have the model, and then I have the 2 things of paint right behind the model.
I love doing that. I did that exact same thing with my Tyranids.
Yeah, and because I'm not mixing any colors right now, like I don't need to worry about it. I've only used the only other colors. I still, the Militarum green guy, like I'm gonna leave him up front. I'm gonna think about him. Vulpus Pink, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to find a place for you. There's a place for you in this army, but it's not my general. It's not gonna be the general flesh color. I'm sorry.
Do you like your Magus or your Casters or whatever?
Yeah.
The other really cool thing to do, man, is you can layer contrast paints on top of each other, and you can be very selective with where you actually paint the contrast paints. So there's a ton of really neat stuff you can do with those contrast paints, just to get a little bit of extra variation or something weird to happen, particularly for psychers. So I think, like you said, I think you'll find just the right place for just a little bit of that contrast, and you will be a happy turkey.
So next up, we have Mantic's new Armada game, which is, I believe, available for either order or pre-order right now. I've been super interested in finding a ship game to play, and for how much I liked Kings of War, I'm kind of interested in this.
Yeah. Are you? I didn't know you were into ships and ships.
I love ships.
What happens when you become an old man? You like historical stuff.
I love ships.
So, Aaron, have you played any ship games before, in the sense of, let me see, obviously we have Battlefleet Gothica. Halo came out with some weird spaceship game.
These are boats, not spaceships.
No, I understand that, but still, we're talking naval mechanics.
Dreadfleet.
I have not played Dreadfleet. I have not played Drop Zone. I have not played Battlefleet Gothic. I have played Silent Death. I have played X-Wing. I have played a couple. I forgot what it was on the second floor of Adepticon. I played a ship game up there that was really fun, and I actually bought a bunch of their misprint 3D printed misprints, which were barely misprinted for some terrain. The only thing I don't like about this game is I don't understand why the boats have square bases.
That doesn't really make sense.
It's a natural shape for a boat. Come on.
It looks like it has to do with their determining their arcs and their movement and stuff.
That would fall in place with Kings of War.
Yeah. But I think it looks weird. But
Star Wars Armada, I always thought it was a little strange.
I never played Star Wars Armada. The only thing.
Too?
Oh no, that's not true. I love Star Wars Armada. I never played the Star Trek game.
Neither did I.
I actually love Star Wars Armada, but never really found anybody to play with it because I did a real bad learning game with Josh I didn't actually do a
Throw an
learn.
M on it.
Well, I just I lose to Josh so often that instead of doing a learning game, I just took a god list and smashed his face in on his first game, and then he didn't want to play anymore,
Huh.
which was totally worth it. It was totally worth it.
Is it? How many Armada ships you got just sitting on your shelf now?
Yeah, well, you know what? My Armada shelf is gorgeous because they're all laid out
It
by
is.
faction, and they have that. I did underlighting, so like normally on shelves you do top lighting, but instead I did underlighting, and I fit the lights underneath the big capital ships, so the bottom of the capital ships are lit, and then that spreads out to all the little ships around it. It looks freaking dope.
And
That actually
also,
sounds-
just think, he has that memory of that time that he beat Josh.
Yeah, which is
That's priceless.
the most important. It's literally the most important part. We also got, speaking of ships, we got some new X-Wing stuff coming out, which I'm probably going to order. We have the HMP droid gunship. We have the TIE/RB heavy expansion pack. And we have the Nimbus class V-Wing expansion pack. And I wish I could make this picture bigger. There we go. I think this ship looks real pretty. It looks like a Star Fox ship. That's what it looks like.
Star Fox ship.
Yeah, it looks like Star Fox.
I miss Star Fox.
Do a barrel roll.
Dude, apparently Star Fox was a big deal.
Apparently.
Was.
I hated that
Was.
game. Hated it.
Ugh.
Really?
No, because I had Sega Saturn, and Sega Saturn had a much more crunchy sci-fi game, and the clips between each level was actual people. It was like an actual like little TV show, and it was cast by the same people who were doing Babylon 5, which was on TV at the time. So in my child brain, I just assumed that it was Babylon 5. It wasn't at all. It has nothing to do with Babylon 5. But I thought that it was. I thought I was playing like a Babylon 5 game, and I loved it.
So you loved it out of nostalgia. And
No, I
it's
loved
a
it because
different
the
game entirely.
because the graphics were better, because the ships were cooler looking, and because there wasn't dumb frogs that I was flying around with, and there was like actual cutscenes with real story plot that related to cool shows that were on TV. At least the actors were.
Yeah, see, none of that calculated in my little kid brain. My little kid brain was like Star Fox.
Yeah, I know. I also don't
I
like
had a fully
goldfish.
functioning adult brain, so I didn't do that.
Okay.
I had a fully functioning adult brain. Josh, I'm doing something bad.
What are you doing?
I'm making your screen the screen.
Oh.
The screen.
Josh, I'm doing something bad. I'm building that fancy big Raven Wing land speeder
Uh-huh.
with the plasma cannons.
Oh, man. Such a huge mistake.
It's okay. I have one of the sneaky hidey ones already.
Sneaky Heidi Land Raiders?
Yeah.
What's a sneaky Heidi Land Raider?
The land speeder Vengeance? The Dark Shroud, that's what it is. The Dark Shroud. It's a -1 to hit bubble for all of your Dark Angels.
For all of your core units. That's what's gonna happen.
But
Minus
maybe.
for
Maybe.
all your core units.
No.
Oh,
But
no.
I really like that because now it makes it, and I mean, I had planned to make this second kit as the Plasma Storm battery guy, the Land Speeder Vengeance, the actual name of it. Anyhow, because I think it looks awesome. And you know me, I don't care. I don't care.
You don't care.
Exactly. Like, it looks cool. I'm gonna have a bunch of plasma cannons on a land speeder.
I mean, the Vulpus pink and the Achillean green are really, really cool together, and they're super magical. And I think that they would be fantastic for, like, a Zeech army or a Thousand Suns army or some like magic heavy army.
Yeah, I used the Killian Green a ton on my Zinch demons.
But I don't know if it. I'm not feeling it for this Gene Stealer cult.
No.
But it's a good color combo. It's a really good color combo.
Agreed.
But it's very like ethereal, like fantasy magic heavy color.
Yeah, very dense pigments.
It's funny because it's actually really close to the two new colors of wood that they just came out with in Minecraft.
You have new wood?
Yeah, they added trees to the Nether, and one is like a red biome and the other is a green biome, and then when you cut down the trees, it's literally Vulpus pink wood and Achillean green wood. It's literally
Awesome.
those two colors.
Someone over at Minecraft is painting their contrast army.
Yeah, they're like, you know what we need in this game? Contrast paint. All right, Josh, what level are you?
I am level 23.
It's very exciting what's going on right now. I
Sorry.
think. So is red health and blue mana?
Yes.
Yeah, it's totally different than Diablo.
Totally different. Dude, don't get it twisted.
I'm trying not to get it twisted. All right, well, we are into the home stretch. We have 3 minutes left on this.
Oh my
so
gosh.
let's do our check-ins. Okay, I got my Five Guys test painted. I think I've got my top 2 for sure. I have a third one that I'm going to sleep on. Sean, where are you at?
I got the rest of my what's it called? I walked off screen, of course. I got the rest of my little bits and things all cleaned up and put together. I sub-assembled the tank from last time, so I got to spray some stuff. And then I have been clipping out the thing. So I don't have any finished products, but I made progress, which is always good.
And you ordered mushrooms from the dark web.
And I ordered mushrooms from the dark web, which was the best thing that happened to me all day.
Aaron, where are you at?
Let's see here. I have washed 3 wraiths, 3 spiders, a unit of the sniper dudes, a unit of the dudes with shields and axes, at least 30 warriors, 5 immortals, 2 Catan, an annihilation barge, and a death croissant.
Wow. That's a lot of washing.
Killing it.
That is a lot of washing it. And
I watched like 2,000 points almost here.
Final check-in for the Joshinator.
I am almost 23 and a half. Sorry.
Almost 23 and a half. Okay, so level 23. Well, I don't know if that's good or bad for what you're playing, but 23 levels in an hour and a half doesn't seem too bad to me. Thank you all so much for joining us this Wednesday. Our normal live stream is Sunday nights, but occasionally we will be throwing in Wednesdays as a live stream, which we did today. As always, thank you so much for watching our channels, for all the comments that you leave. Remember to hit that like button. This episode is brought to you by Bananas with 2 Peels, which apparently was a problem that Big Aaron had before the stream. Not sure how that's possible, but
shucking corn.
That's what he got. So our episode is brought to you by Bananas with 2 Peels. And as always, like and subscribe, and we will see you on the
table.
Bye.
Bye-bye.